Hi, it's Dominic from the msguide.com. Today we're going to be talking about DMTs. We're going to be looking into DMTs. We're going to find out why they're used in MS, and then I'll talk a little bit about which ones I've taken and maybe a little bit about why I take them. DMT stands for Disease Modifying Therapy. DMT is shorthand. If you get diagnosed with MS, it's probably one of the first things that's going to come up. Whether you're looking for it, when talking to your professionals that are looking after you, DMTs have two jobs. And right now there's no cure for MS. And I'm sad to say, I wish there was a cure. I'd be the first in the queue, I think. But DMTs lengthen the amount of time between relapses. So, MS tends to go like this. And the second thing that they do is to try and reduce the severity of those relapses if and when you have it. And it's going to lengthen the amount of time between relapses. So let's just say you were going to have one every year. Maybe you have one every year and a half. Those timescales are just to illustrate it. There's nothing to say that's exactly what they do for everybody. But that's the point of DMTs. They are chemical breaks. They are just trying to slow down this bloody wretched disease that we all have. It takes about 10 years to get a drug to market. So all the stuff when somebody who's really concerned and helpful and thoughtful and goes, have you heard about this? This is coming for MS. And the latest one's been with the vaccines, the mRNA, I think it is, and this is going to be a new way to help treat it. And absolutely. But you need to think for every 1,000 things that go in the top of the hopper, one actually comes out as a drug. So the drugs that are out there, which I think is 12 or 13, many hundreds and thousands of candidates went into the, I wonder if this is going to work. Oh, this looks like it might help nerve remyelination, etc. Many of them have gone through. So by the time the DMT comes out, you can be pretty sure that it's the best of what anybody could come up with. They ain't perfect. Nothing's perfect. They're relatively strong drugs. They're more than ibuprofen or paracetamol or acetaminophen. And so, but don't forget, you've got this for life now. So you have to shift your perspective from I want to make, I've stubbed my toe, go away to I'm looking into the future and I'm trying to give myself a medication or take a medication which will improve my future outlook. It doesn't guarantee anything, but the whole point is that you want to improve the future. If you could look at yourself in 10 years and say, how much disability might I have if I don't take a drug, a DMT? And then you say, how much do these DMTs, X or Y, reduce the chances of getting that disability? I've always been really keen on the idea of drugs, but only after the first 7 or odd years passed. I stuck my head in the sand. I pretended I didn't have MS. I just carried on life without it. So it's entirely normal to go, go away, and then just block your mind off. It was just awful. I didn't realize it was what was starting to make me seasick when I never got seasick before. It was what was making me not last the night. So I was fairly young, and I had a young person's lifestyle. We went to parties, we went out drinking. I was always the one with his head beside the speaker that was blasting out loud music. I just went, I can't stay awake anymore. And it was sort of a comedy thing with my friends because I didn't really talk about my MS. The whole point is to try and positively affect the future. And, that's one of the hardest concepts. You're swallowing a potentially powerful drug, or you're having a potentially powerful drug infused because of what you know it's going to do, or you hope it's going to do for you in the future. It's not about now. It's not about taking paracetamol and making your headache go away. So you've got to get your head around that. It's a really, I would say, difficult concept. It took me ages. I've had MS for 27 years now, and I'm on my 4th DMT. It gives you an idea, but 7 years without. So I went on to Rebif first, one of the very first drugs available for MS, if not the first. That's beta interferon, and that was an injection every other day, I think, and that comes with its downsides. Eventually it gets considered that your body says, ooh, something new, and builds up antibodies to it, so therefore making it far less effective. So I moved from Rebif to Copaxone, and I didn't get on with Copaxone. Copaxone didn't get on with me. They didn't make me feel sick. It gave me little red bullet-like lumps under my skin. It's called injection site reactions. And eventually, when I pulled up my shirt and went, "Look at this," to my nurse, and she just went, "I think we need to change your drug." By the way, I don't know if you're interested, there's a trial going on for a drug which turned into Tecfidera. So it was in its phase 3 trials. They knew it worked. It was just a big confirmation trial, a phase 3. I went through that. I went on to the open label extension at the end of that, but that was coming to the end. Drug companies aren't charities. I wish they were, but they're not. They need to make money or they can't look for new drugs. I mean, if you don't make a profit, you die. So we have an interest, I suppose, as MS patients in them making a profit, but we don't want to think they're making a profit off our suffering. I took Tecfidera till it came to the end. I was having a word with the consultant that was running the trial, and I was saying, look, I'm really, really keen to go on to stem cells. And he kind of looked at me because I think everybody thinks stem cells are the equivalent of playing Russian roulette with a revolver with 5 rounds into it and only one empty chamber. I don't think so, and it's come a long way. It may have been 20 years ago, but these days the survival rates are very good. But that's for another day. So anyhow, he said to me, that's going to be really hard to get. You need to have another active lesion, and you need to have failed 3 drugs. And I haven't had active lesions for ages, and I went on to Ocrevus because he wrote me a letter saying, I think this would be a great drug for Dominic to take. And long story short, I got onto Ocrevus, which is Ocrevus. If you're in the States, they tend to use the brand names a lot more. I got onto that a couple of years ago, and it's the first drug that I can actually say with a degree of certainty that I think has actually improved things for me. I say this with a great deal of caution. It is looking back over 2 years, I can do things that I just kind of figured I couldn't do anymore. It's not perfect. It makes my skin itch. So I take an antihistamine every morning. But you know what? It is the Cadillac of MS drugs. It's the, excuse my language, it's the arse kicker. It's really good stuff from that point of view. So I'll take it. My interest is in the future. I'm 52 now. I'm still relapsing remitting MS. I should, by any stretch, be into my secondary progressive by now, and I've managed to stave it off. And I can't say I had the best run up. I used to smoke, I used to drink too much, I used to be overweight, I used to party, I used to work too hard, I never used to sleep well, and I seem to have dodged a bullet. I don't know why. But anyhow, I feel like I've sort of straightened up. I had a really scary episode when I was on, I think it was Copaxone or Rebif, when I was giving a lecture in Tel Aviv, and I just lost my ability to speak. It just turned off like that. And I thought to myself, oh, bugger. And that's enough that you really don't want, things like that frighten the hell out of you and make you engage. But I did that. I'm now on to, I take my drugs, I take my pills, I'm on my 4th DMT. I trust in science. I'm a big believer in science. I always have been. And that's all I can say, really. I'm happy for you to ask me questions in the comments. I just, this is a patient's view of it. I'm not going to talk about the other DMTs because I can read what's written, but then you can read what's written as well. So there's no point me recycling with my spin on what's been written down. Anyway, it's super important that you subscribe. If you made it this far in the video, number 1, kudos. I appreciate it. And number 2, please subscribe. It makes a huge difference to me. I don't make any money from this. It just lets me know that people appreciate what I'm doing, and it makes a difference to people. That's all I really care about making these videos, is hopefully helping at least one other person. So subscribe. Take care. We'll speak to you soon. Cheerio. Bye-bye.